guys, this is Paige. I want to make this video about money and money in relationships, like in marriage. I know I'm not married, but I feel led to make this video and talk about this. Do you know money, the issue of money, is a big issue in marriages? I think there's divorces probably that have, happened because of money problems. Money, big issue. Ladies, if you're dating a man and you believe you're going to marry him and he doesn't want to work and he's broke, that's not a good sign. Now, I know there's some men, they just can't work because of a disability, or they're a minister, and that's their job, they work for God. But if you're with a man and he's full-bodied and he doesn't want to work at a job, I wouldn't advise marrying him. That's not of God. You see, this is not me being greedy in any way. This is me being wise and warning other women from what I've seen happen. And I see it in general with some men. They just don't want to work. They don't want to provide. In the Garden of Eden, when Adam and Eve sinned, the punishment on the woman was that she would bring forth children in pain, and that her husband would rule over her. She'd have to obey her husband. And the man's punishment was that he was going to have to till the ground and work for his food. Those things are still in effect today, actually. Still in effect. A woman has to obey her husband, and the man is the provider. Now, I know in this state that our country's in and all this, some women go to work too because the man can't fully provide. And I get that. I'm not saying that's wrong. But if a man doesn't want to work at all, provide at all, you better not marry him. It's not of God. I can't even imagine, I think if a man was living in sin, it'd be more unattractive. But I think that's one of the most unattractive things I could think of for a woman of God to see a man behave that way. Very unattractive to a woman. A man that doesn't want to work for her and provide for her. You see, women want to make sure when they marry a man that he's going to be able to provide for her and her children. Some women, so blinded by feelings, will marry men who have nothing, who don't even want to work. And then their marriage is just the woman being upset because the man doesn't want to do anything, when she knew this before she married him. There's this one show, it's like a dating show or something. This woman, she married this man. He didn't work, or he didn't seem like he wanted to work, I think. I haven't seen everything about what's going on with them, but it seems like that's what happened. She's very upset about it. And he doesn't want to step up and provide. And she ended up leaving him. I'm not saying you should leave your husband if he's not providing, but it's a big issue. Money in marriage. If you're going to marry a man, you got to talk about money before you get married to him. And what he thinks of money, his role as a provider, what he expects from you, things like that. Because if you're a woman of God, it's his role to provide for you in marriage, in general. Now, like I said before, a woman could go to work too if she has to, but I'm hoping the man God has for me will provide for me fully so I don't have to go to work. I could stay home and keep the house and raise my kids. But this is what I notice a lot with men. What happens is when women get married to the man, it's almost like he starts being resentful that he must give her money. And then she feels like she doesn't want to ask him for money. You see what I'm saying? And then he holds back money from her, stuff like this, that whole thing. Goldie Hawn. You know who Goldie Hawn is? She used to be pretty famous. I saw her on Oprah before in an interview. She was talking to Oprah and she was like, I guess she had been married one time before. And she talked about how she liked being independent or something. Because then if she's independent, she can make her own money. She doesn't have to go to a man and be like, oh, I like this dress in this window. Can I please have it? And beg him for it. I would feel like it's bondage if I must ask every single time I needed money from my husband. That's personally for me. I'd probably want him to set aside a certain amount, like every week or something, for things I need and groceries and some money for spending things I want. I feel if a man's going to marry a woman, I believe, and this is not me telling men what to do, just simply talking in general, I believe a man should understand his role and not be, resentful of giving her money, because that's his role. Just like a woman's role is to keep the house. Now there's grace within that, but I wouldn't want my husband making me feel bad if I went to him for money. Because he's to be my provider. That's his role. You see, the sinful nature of men don't want to provide for a woman. They don't want to provide for her. They don't want to work for her. That's how it is. That's the sinful nature. They don't want to do that. That's their role. Just like, that woman I had talked to you about, and I saw her with her boyfriend on a video, and her boyfriend said he liked the best about her that she could provide for herself, or she could make money. That's what he liked the best. Because his sinful nature didn't want to provide for her. Now, women have their own sinful nature. We don't want to obey our husbands or respect them. That's our sinful nature. We have to recognize too. But that's how it is. You really gotta talk to your girlfriend or boyfriend before you get married about money. Very important. Money, lots of issues there with money. I don't believe a man should withhold money like that from a woman if she really needs it, because that's his job as a provider. If a man doesn't want to work, there's something wrong. That's not like Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is a very hard worker. Provider, hard worker. You want to marry a man that's going to provide for you. Or at least try, not want to do anything. Not want to do anything. You'll suffer. This isn't about being greedy or something. It's about being wise. I kind of didn't even want to make this video because I'm like, man, I hope my husband's not watching me and he's going to be scared off or something. But this is just God's ways. It even says if a man doesn't provide for his own, it's like he disowned the faith or something, denied the faith. My dad, very hard worker. Very hard worker. You see, this is the thing, because women can work now. Women like that freedom, like, oh, I don't have to ask a man for money. I can just make my own money. And I totally get that. I mean, I've made my own money and I've saved money, and I use my own money to buy my clothes and things I like and stuff. My dad pays for my food and other bills, but I pay for my credit card, and I pay for things, I want. He'll pay for other things. But if I get married, my husband would pay for everything if he provided for me, and if he was able to. There's a chance I may have to go to work. I really don't want to, but he has to at least try and want to provide. That's his role. He shouldn't be angry about his role. See, men start getting angry that they need to give the woman money, that she needs things. Then the woman will feel very upset, not even want to ask him for money. You got to talk about this before you get married. He shouldn't be feeling that way. That's the sinful nature. Now, if a woman's going to be like very excessive, I get it. But there's certain things we need. We need provided for. Marry a man that wants to provide for you, who understands his role. Very important. That could destroy your marriage, a man that doesn't want to do anything. It's not of God. All right, love you guys. Bye.